Which brings me to my next point. Yorin is our next target. Then we got all the pieces of the stone. I have a bit of an idea. How about you guys, since you did your little deceptive practices, and like you can blend in better. I think me and Bran should go steal the big floating airship, and you guys should go into the main castle and see if you can find, Yorin Skyrazor, and perhaps we could pick up the rocks and move them, or perhaps move them and on top of the castle, and we just get, a couple problems out of the way like that.
Is our plan to kill this Skyrazor?
I thought so.
What of Yular?
Well, if we find him, then kill him, but I don't know where he's at either.
Shouldn't we look for him? Tie the loose end?
I don't know how much of a threat he is by himself, but he should be dealt with at some point.
Yeah, and if we find him, we should kill him, but we should get the last piece of the crystal. I mean, we're almost done, and our last step is presumably waiting in that castle.
To be honest,
I'm gonna fly down and hover just a little bit before I land, and the point of that is to acquire the entire piece to take on the beholders. Yes.
Yeah,
and keep it out of the hands of those who, well, most of them are dead, but keep it out of the hands of those who wish to resurrect a long dead wizard.
And what of the position of a king? Who will become king next?
Skyrazor will remain king unless we kill him.
Well, I assume he's not going to give us the crystal peacefully.
Why wouldn't he? We've single-handedly eliminated all the leaders of the rebel uprising that's at his gates right now. If anything, he owes us one.
See,
He might see us as allies if we go in there.
This is why you guys should have gone and talked to him while we steal the airship. This is why I told you guys to go talk.
About the airship. I'm not sure if we're negotiating with the king. Stealing his airship would give us any positive
course, but
thing. However,
perhaps if we just had it in our possession, ready to go if we needed it.
I agree. A plan B is always a good idea. If negotiations don't go well, then the airship could be of use.
I personally think we should seek Yular, just so we can be done with this chosen few.
Is he the only one left?
Besides Miss Marlin, but we don't know. Well, I guess, I don't know. Go ahead.
I don't think that should be our first priority, because, we know where he is, where the last crystal is. If we get that, we can just come right back. We can find Yular, perhaps.
And give him hours of advantage. He's still probably here now. The Crystal Heart isn't going anywhere. I doubt the king is either.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
I frankly don't really care about the guy. I don't even know what he looks like. I don't know whether I would recognize him if we found him.
Would I recognize him, Logan? I think I've seen him once.
You've seen him. So yeah. You think that you'd recognize him. He's an elf for one thing, and there aren't a whole lot of elves around. So
yeah.
I wasn't at the meeting with you guys. I didn't see Yular.
I don't know if he'd be wearing Inquisition garb because he's no longer a member of the Inquisition, but he is an elf.
He was wearing Inquisition robes the last time you saw him, but it's been a couple of weeks.
Been a while, yeah. Things may have changed, but yeah, he may be in Inquisition robes. How many days do we have till the beholders are here?
He's old. 9.
Okay.
Plenty of days.
The sooner we can get this crystal, the sooner we can figure out how to use it, make preparations to fight these beholders. The last thing I realize we have 9 full days, but do we really want to show up on the 9th day and be
Precisely.
let's figure it out? We have days to plan for this, and I don't know.
I understand.
maybe we should. I think that some of us should go, if not all of us should go and meet with Skyraiser if we can. Try to get this crystal and at least persuade him of the dangers and that our intentions are good to help him. I mean, we literally just stopped the uprising for the most part.
Right, but let's not forget, he's not a good guy. I mean, to his knowledge, these people were refugees of a war-torn state, and he kept them out. These are people of his nation that he's refusing to help. I mean, while I don't agree that Jordal should have been king, Yoren doesn't sound very, very eligible either. But also, I mean, if we kill him, there's sort of a power vacuum that's created, and I'm not one to be like, this guy's king now. Like, that's not my place. So, like, if we can avoid that problem, I would like to.
Yeah.
I would like
also,
to.
Not a good guy.
I would like to start tracking Yular, just to make quick work of it. Ask around. Say, hey, have you seen the elf guy? The elf guy, not the blue one. So, I'm gonna go up to them groups of people and ask them if they've seen Yular. I don't know what is he a magic? No, is he a wizard or I can't even remember.
Yeah, he's a magic user.
Okay, then yeah. Have you seen Yular? Anybody? Anybody at all?
Okay, you start asking around. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Oh, dice count of 2, so it's gonna be 4.
I'll be honest, I don't remember a lot of the details over the past couple of days. I think he was in Betrexin, but I haven't seen. No, I don't think I've seen him since either.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Sure.
I'm gonna go check Headmaster Pierre's tent, see if there's any hint in there.
I'm gonna look up to Bran, who I assume is still kind of floating above us.
No, I just kind of floated for a little bit and then I landed.
Okay. What about you, Bran? What do you think of this king? Should he be purified as well? Or should we seek him as an ally?
I don't know much about him. I think vanquishing the evil and the beholders is my priority. We do need to get the device together, and if he has the last piece, perhaps a talk is appropriate to start.
Nugget's right, though. He is not a good person. The evidence is clear of that. He makes no mistake when he says that. But it may be easier to make an ally. I don't want to undermine what you say, Nugget, because I agree. He's not a good king. That's to be sure. But is killing him easier than talking to him? I don't know.
I just want to say I very much appreciate that distinction, because I was sitting here thinking, like, you know, we were just talking about this, like, no, why are you not listening? And then you were like, no, like, so, you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said just moments ago, I don't have the answers to a lot of things, and trying to figure those answers out is challenging, and I've made mistakes. So bear with me.
Well, I certainly think that those of you who are better at talking than I am, go talk to the king, see what he can offer. But
many
also
are cowards. Perhaps some talking and maybe a little intimidation would go a long way. If we need to kill him after that, we can kill him. Especially if he's evil, that will be easy.
Bran, I think you and I should go speak to him at the very least. Perhaps with my Inquisition ties and your holy ways, he could see that our intentions are good, or that we perhaps could form an alliance with him. As far as we know, Logan, the Inquisition is not enemies with Skyraiser, right?
No, I mean,
they're like a neutral faction, right? The Inquisition, kind of everywhere, not really enemies with anybody.
Yeah. I mean, you don't think that they're directly opposed in any way? I mean, you don't think the Inquisition really
Dapples in that.
delves in politics very much? Yeah, dabbles
Gotcha.
in politics.
Okay. And do you remember how many days roughly and what my plan was with what's her name? Yaren, not Yaren. Shit, I'm the worst.
Please hold.
It's Amarin Yinhorn.
Yes,
It?
Amarin
Yeah, it just
Yinhorn.
came to me. The plan was to basically
Yes.
have Inquisition members like gather the resources and maybe help obtain the shard from the king.
Yes, you made a plan with Amarin Yinhorn to meet you in Wessenjor in about 6 or 7 days.
That was only a couple days ago that we did that, right? It's so hard to remember.
It was like
It's not been 6 days.
no. It was like 4 days ago.
Okay. I wonder if shit. The last thing we need to do is maybe spring an attack. If we can do it through negotiation, maybe Amarin could join us in this conversation. I don't know if she could get up here quickly enough, but surely the leader of the Inquisition at our side would give us some more credibility. Would you agree, Bran?
I suppose so.
I could try to summon her up here and see if it's something she's interested in doing. But it may take time. I don't know.
Would be better to negotiate instead of fight. That being said, perhaps, is it later in the night?
Yeah, I mean, you sort of developed this thing as the night progressed. It's pretty well dark at this point. I think you attacked right at dusk. So.
Okay. Perhaps we should consider finding a place to sleep and eat before we maybe take on the king the next day.
I'm all for that. Seems like the battle's at least suspended.
Yeah. With that, I will say that there's a few people sort of gather around, and Maeve actually walks up to you again and says, Nugget, I know you mentioned your friends have ways of traveling quickly. I was wondering if you could maybe help some of us travel out of here. Just get us somewhere we can all relocate from, at least this horrible place.
I'm actually not entirely sure how many, we can move. I know Alec can teleport sometimes, but also I'm not sure how many times he can do that.
If I were to teleport this evening, I'd have to sleep before I could do it again.
Oh, well, no worries then. I'm sure we can make the trek ourselves. I was just wondering if there were any options.
I mean, if we stole an airship, we could just do a large hordes of you people as far as you want to go. It'll be great.
Teleport's like up to 8 people, right? Including the self. So me and 7. Does that sound right?
I don't know. You'd have to look it up.
It's you and up to 8 other creatures.
Okay.
Hey, it's Will Carl's.
Is Tick Tick with us?
I was actually just about to talk to Tick Tick, so I'm really glad he showed up. I hope he's not like driving.
Oh, he's here.
somewhere.
There he is. Hey, look at that.
Yeah, he's back home.
Look a little frazzled there,
One
Willie.
day.
All right?
It was not a good night at work.
Oh,
That
no.
Which job was this?
This was my retail job.
Oh, people are savages in this town.
I can't even.
Well, hopefully I can brighten
Here
your
now.
night a little bit.
Yeah, you're here now. You can let that stuff go.
Well,
Now we just have to talk about murder and
Yeah.
politics and
Right.
things like that. It'll be fun.
Actually, I have something a bit more fun I would like to sort of pitch to you, Tick Tick. I'm assuming he's been standing here looking at a dead body of a unicorn brooding for a bit, so I would just like to approach Tick Tick. Hi, sup? What's going on?
this up.
You know how we steal stuff sometimes, and it's pretty dope.
No, I've actually never stolen anything. I just take things that aren't being used.
Remember when we took the stone that wasn't being used in the abyss, and we like teamed up for that?
Yes.
I have another opportunity that presents itself.
Okay. What is it?
I want you and me, and I'm gonna like try to like put my arm around him and like back up behind the walls and point up at the airship. Look at that. No one's using it.
What about the Emperor?
Look, no one's up there right now.
What, isn't the Emperor up there right now?
No, he's probably in his castle.
This seems like a risky endeavor. We could just build our own.
We
I
could. Right now, there are a lot of people here that need to go places, and it would help if we had a vehicle in which to transport them.
Okay, fine, but I get to name it.
Cool, but also can I try to drive it? Because I've had my eyes on it like this whole time.
Whatever, kid.
Deal.
How would you get up there?
I can get us all up there. Wait, I can get Nugget and I up there.
Yeah, they said they want to go and like talk to
That may be perfect,
stuff
honestly.
or whatever. We'll go up. We'll take the rock out of the way. You guys walk on in. Don't even worry about us. We'll all go do our own thing.
This sounds like it cannot go wrong.
If you plan to steal the ship, you could take these people to safety, perhaps. You would draw a lot of attention. And it would be best if us that are negotiating would not be associated with you who is stealing the airship. If that is definitely your plan.
Don't
But
worry.
if negotiations go poorly, then maybe you should steal the airship and use it. I don't know. I feel like we need to formulate a solid plan. I know you want to steal the airship. I'm trying to figure out how we can work that in to achieve our common goals.
I don't think they'll think we're associated.
Come on, man. Tick Tick is good at this stuff.
I look at Bran and Sebney. Like, if you guys are cool with them going after the airship, and then if Bran and Sebney want to go and speak to the king, or I don't know what you want to do, Sebney.
I think this will work. And if they get caught taking the ship, we can
Offer our
act as-
services to take it
Yes,
back.
exactly.
We should do that. That sounds cool. But I don't think I can take Nugget's mother home. That's the only other problem.
But we'll just take the ship. We'll take them on the ship, take them home.
The other variable is you don't know what this king has in store. You may try to fly away and he may have something that we have not expected. What if he shoots the ship down? What if there's immortals on the ship that kill you? I mean, it may not be as easy as you think.
If they
This
can.
is true. And it's probably best not to make enemies of more than the golden dragon.
But guys, Tick Tick is very slippery. And
So who's going in the negotiation party?
perhaps me and Tick Tick together would be beneficial for all of us.
I feel like every time you say that, bad things happen. Of course, last time you did that, we ended up with a piece of heart. So
Yeah, you never let Nugget and I try our ideas.
it's true. I do not let you guys have enough fun. Well, I'm going to negotiate then with the king. Bran, I think he's coming with me. Sebney, which way are you going? Stealing or talking?
I'll try talking this time.
All right. I can fly over those boulders. So can Bran. What about you?
I can grab onto one of you.
Yeah, I suppose I could carry. I could like just like do something like that.
Dick,
Both of you could.
I know you can teleport us up there, but can you get us from here to there, or do I have to carry us up the wall? Because I could do that.
I wasn't going to teleport us.
Oh,
I was going to float us.
well, that could work too.
Well, then let's make our way.
You kids have fun. Do we have sort of like a signal, like an ability to talk to one? Can any of you cast the sending? You know.
I can, but I only have one spell slot remaining. I guess I could use higher slots. Yeah, we can do sending. Tick, is that your best way to communicate? Sending?
I can't cast the spell.
Okay, I can. All right.
So
If there's any, how
it's
will we know if
all
you're
on
in
you
trouble?
guys to talk to us.
Oh my god. Okay, I'll check in with you periodically. All right. Good luck. This is kind of like mutter under my breath.
Classic Nugget and Tick Tick adventure.
Okay, so what are
We're
you guys doing?
splitting the party, I guess, is what we're doing.
You're not resting, not waiting till the morning.
Well, it might be.
I know.
Honestly, we should
I
do
know
that.
it's been asked. Is it dark yet, or is it just dusk?
It's dark.
Okay.
Maybe it would be smart to do this in the morning.
Yeah, I burned a lot of high level.
Yeah, that's all I needed to hear right there. Tick needs to rest. I need to rest. I don't know how the rest of you are feeling, but we should.
You'd find Yolar.
Sure. Yeah, we can
All
ask
right.
around.
Everybody, Maeve, tell all your people we're staying here for the night. It's too risky to go wandering around. But tomorrow morning, we'll take all you guys en masse to where you want to go. Or maybe we'll just give you guys like the ship and you can fly yourselves if I'm needed here. I might have to go fight someone. You know how these things are.
Okay, well, as long as you're staying as safe as you can, I think we are sort of setting up a shift schedule to keep watch throughout the night, so we'll keep you all safe.
Maeve's gray, right?
Yeah.
And in Wessinger, there's like no grays. Like it's like they kill them on sight, right?
You don't really know, but you assume so.
I mean, that's what the Inquisition
It's the
does.
prevailing wisdom.
Yeah. I almost wish we could take Maeve with us and just keep her safe for the night. I'm afraid something bad will happen to her. But she's got a number of people with her, right? She's not like alone. There's like tons of people with her right now.
Oh, yeah. There's like 1,000 people here.
I'm
Okay.
sticking around out here, so.
Oh, yeah. I
We're
guess we don't need
resting,
to rest in a
right?
tavern, do we?
I'll just sleep on the ground. I'm comfy. Hell, I'll build us a fire. I'm gonna start gathering stuff up for a fire. Let's party.
Okay. I mean,
I ignore the fact and actively try to avoid the fact that Alec can literally just make fires instantly. I'm just gonna every time he tries to offer, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, I'm too
I don't
busy."
offer.
Okay,
I just
good.
kind of like cross my arms and like,
all right. You spend the next half an hour or so collecting material, slowly building up a decent pyre, getting, little bits and pieces there, some kindling going. At first, it really won't go. You kind of have to do like a little separate pile, some straw, some little dried leaves and stuff. That finally catches. Then you have to move it over. The first time it doesn't catch, but about 20 minutes, half an hour, you got a decent sized fire going.
During that time, can I and whoever else that wants to attempt to look for Yolar again?
Yeah, sure. Roll another investigation check.
Will anyone accompany me besides Nugget, because he's doing his thing? I know Tick Tick wants to. I know Tick Tick wants to help me kill Yolar. Who else is in? Who else wants to kill Yolar? Come on.
I'm thinking. Hold on 1 second.
All right, I'm gonna roll this dice.
Yolar.
One of the last two of the chosen few.
Logan, how would you interpret this? The spell shapes a creature's dream. Choose a creature known to you as the target of this spell. Could that be the king?
Yeah, I mean, you know of him.
Like he's not, but is he known to me? I guess. I mean, I know who he is. Like,
I think it would be fine. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a creature known to you.
okay.
And it's not like you've never seen him. I mean, he has like, visited the academy while you were there. I mean, he flies around on his airship relatively frequently throughout Essrex, so it's not like you've only heard stories
Right.
of him or something.
Yeah,
You've
he's not a
actually seen him.
recluse. Okay.
Right.
I can help you look for Yorlar, but tonight I need to focus on something else as well this evening when we sleep.
Okay.
I'll help him look if I can. A
Let's
bit.
go.
Okay.
Can I
Roll
roll
investigation with advantage.
Thank God, because I rolled a 3.
And I'll burn some sorcery points to add 4 to that roll.
This fuck. Oh my god. Okay, so with advantage, this was the second roll. +4, +2 from the. That's 12. Yeah, these dice are going in the bag. I'm done with these.
I mean, you ask around a little bit. A lot of the people don't even know who that is. I mean, the vast majority of these people are like, who's that? Sorry, no idea who that is. There are a couple of people who say, "Oh, yeah, the Inquisition man, is that right? Sort of funny-looking robe,
Yeah, I think that's
chain
that should be.
thing." Oh yes, I did see him, but it was some time ago. Where was he going? Do you remember? Somewhere to the south, right? I
Was
thought it
he-
was east. Not sure.
Was he attempting to escape, like from this area?
This was before everything. I believe that he had a different mission. Was going to do something. He began the resurrection spells, you see, but that was all he was needed for. And I can't. Can you remember? I think it was somewhere. No, I don't remember. Sorry.
Hmm.
If we check Master Pier's tents, maybe he kept foolishly a journal or something, some type of information that might tell us where his teammates were doing, what they were up to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Let's check.
you go over to Headmaster Pier's tent, and you're surprised to find it ransacked, completely torn apart, as if someone were looking for something.
Shit, someone beat us to it, it looks like.
Can I?
Huh.
Oh. I'm gonna assume it was Yolar that did this, or I'm not too sure who could have done this or why they wanted to.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna look through any chests or drawers, maybe check under tables, under beds, like tricky places. I don't know how well I know Master Pier, but I assume he's probably a pretty clever guy. I don't know. Maybe just see if there's any stone that was left unturned or any sign of who maybe ransacked this stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna see if I could pick up a trail from like
That's a good idea.
the
You do
tent.
that, and I'll keep looking through the tent.
Yeah, I'll say investigation for Alec and survival for 70.
Like that survival. All right, I'm gonna use an online dice roller. See how it goes.
Good
19.
luck.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Are you okay then? All right.
19, looking around, I mean, this place has been thoroughly gutted. I mean, things like looking under beds, like this cot that was his bed is like thrown up against the side of the tent already. Things have been torn apart. It even looks like there were some areas that were like dug a bit to try and find like uncovered items and things. With this many magic users in one place, it's very likely that they had ways of detecting magical items and then like searching around for them.
Got them all.
It definitely looks as though they've all been claimed. There's really not much else that jumps out to you as interesting or particularly useful. Even his throne type chair that he was sitting in has been dismantled and slightly burnt by the looks of things.
And there's no maps on the wall or anything like that. No. Okay.
70, natural 20. You do find the trail of many people that seem to be involved in trashing this place and stealing its things. It seems to be a variety of the magic users among the group here set about going through and collecting, I guess arguably stealing, but Tick certainly wouldn't see it as so, all the various magical items that he left behind in his passing. Maybe
Does
felt like they were owed something.
Okay, so does one of them lead like off-site, like, or do they all lead off-site?
No, it's pretty clear that they all lead like amongst the encampment. I'll say with a natural 20, I mean, you're able to target, like find specific individuals in their, tents, huts, whatever it is, that clearly like were a part of this if you're interested in like interrogating them or something, but none of them lead off like, oh, I'm running away with these magical items I've gathered.
I suppose that's pretty much the only lead we have if we go talk
Yeah,
to these people.
The trail goes cold in here. I'm gonna like follow you wherever you go.
How many trails are there? I want to pick a number between.
You think there's somewhere around 18 different people who in total entered. You don't know if all of them were able to find a magical item or anything, but it looks like they were all part of, scrounging this place.
Okay, I would like to look for the most I don't know, not the freshest tracks, but the oldest tracks, and try to follow those. Like
Okay.
the first person that came in left.
Yeah, I'll say with a natural 20, you have some luck doing so. I mean, it's definitely hard because there are obviously people coming in and out of this tent all the time. But you locate one that looks to have actually like cut a hole through the tent to either come in or out, and then eventually went away. And he's currently in this small sort of lean-to that it looks like he may have set up with some like of the broken tents and stuff around and some driftwood. And he's currently like hunched over, leaning over a book of some kind.
Can I tell what the book is?
Not without sneaking up on him or showing your presence.
I'll just walk up to him with the two gentlemen that are with me.
He pretty abruptly closes the book and like puts it underneath his robe. Can I help you?
Hello. My name's Sebney. What were you reading there, if you mind my asking?
Actually, do my asking.
Really?
What business is it of you?
Just trying to find someone,
Sorry, it's just me.
Is this guy Grade?
No, he looks like just a regular citizen of Betrexen, probably.
I see.
So, you know who Eular is? Is that what his name is? Eular? You know who that is?
Yeah, I think so. The kind of spiky features elf.
Yeah. We're trying to find him.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Why's that?
Doesn't seem profitable. Haven't seen him in weeks.
You sure?
I was sort of a Inquisition member as well. He went missing some time ago.
Right. Can I insight check him?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
When is the last time you saw him?
Like I said, been a couple of weeks. He used to make pretty regular trips up to Betrexen, come down to the hub, but stopped coming.
17 total.
Stopped coming, and well, I guess disappeared somewhere, ran off. Not my business. He seems to be kind of annoyed talking to you, but he doesn't seem to be lying.
Could you possibly locate him?
Locate him?
Yeah, like try to get an idea of where he's at. I mean, you're both in the Inquisition,
He like glances over to Alec briefly and then back at you. Don't think so.
You sure?
Pretty sure. Why? You want to kill him?
Just want to talk to him.
I can talk to him for you. That's all you want.
Well, I'd like to talk to him in person. So if you could talk to him and have him disclose his location and have him come back here, maybe we'll turn a blind eye to that book you got.
Suppose message wouldn't hurt. You see, just
Not at
kind of
all.
like stares off in the distance for a moment.
I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts on him. I don't know if that would allow me to like hear his conversation though.
So first you only hear his surface thoughts unless you want to like delve into his brain. Do you want to try and delve in to hear like his deeper thoughts?
I won't interrupt. I don't know. I don't know.
Wouldn't it like
Hearing his surface thoughts, you do hear that he's certainly casting a spell. I mean, you can, it's almost subconscious to him. It seems like an easy spell for him to cast, but he's obviously going through like, this rune, thinking about the magical like arcane runes that are involved in the spell. And then you immediately hear like the click of the spell. It's the same sort of emotion you get when you like succeed and finalize a spell. It's this like flow of magical energy into him, then out of him immediately.
Cool.
And then you see his thoughts like go to, oh God, I hate this guy. Like clearly not a fan of the guy he's talking to, but what you get mostly is like emotion coming off of him. It's clear that he's thinking about, having a conversation with him. He's thinking about where he is. He's like briefly going back and forth, and then his eyes kind of refocus on you. Not very talkative, but I think I have an idea of where he's staying.
Where?
And he said you're not going to kill him.
That depends. Who is he to you?
Member of my organization.
Former. He's no longer an Inquisition member, as you probably know because of his disappearance. These people here are responsible for sacking Betrexen, the city which I assume you're from. Yorlar helped them achieve that. We mean to see justice done. Talking to him is the first step. It's really up to him what happens next.
Is that right? Well, I'll be honest, I don't know fuck all about what you're talking about. From Yorlar to the destruction of Betrexen. Didn't smell of him on it. Seemed anything but. They didn't destroy the Inquisition hub. Seemed deliberate. Looked like Pier behind it to me.
But they are members of the same organization with the same end goal.
Is that right?
Responsibility in connection to that?
Don't even know what organization you're talking about.
That's probably true.
Ah, fuck it. I don't care anyway.
I was going to ask, do you care if he lives or dies?
Not entirely. Looks like he's been tower hopping, so to say. He kind of like gestures up to the two like immensely tall towers that jut out of Wessenjor. Initially, we're going to be going these two, but I guess he must have changed his mind.
Do you know which land he's near?
Sound like south, but he wasn't exactly forthcoming. Nor apparently very truthful, as he did mention himself a member still of the Inquisition.
Well, that might be the case, but I'm not sure how the Inquisition sees it. He might be playing both sides, if you know what I mean.
I don't doubt it. I'm not sure what you want me to do about it.
You said tower hopping? What's
Sounds
that?
of things. Well, we're tower keepers, one tower after another. Sounded like he had some kind of goal. Don't know much about the towers myself, but I think there's supposed to be some sort of protection. I guess he's going to stop whatever that protection is.
And you were thinking he's in one of the southern towers?
Think so, yeah.
There are 3 towers in the south. One due south, one west, and one east. Any idea which one it would be?
Sound right. Hard to say. Like I said, I think he'd been hopping pretty good, but the way he acted, if I had to guess, I'd say the southwestern one. Acted like it wasn't his first stop, nor his last.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Anytime.
I'm gonna head back to the rest of the group.
As will I.
What do we know about the towers? Like, what were
As you
those
start
used for?
walking,
Yeah.
he like reaches out and grabs your robe, Alec.
You look down at him.
You're An Inquisition member, huh?
I am.
Don't recall ever meeting you.
Do I recognize this guy at all?
No, you've never seen him before in your life.
Do you meet all Inquisition members? Have you met? I'm sure there's many Inquisition members that you've never met. I've never met you, obviously.
Possibly. Who is your direct report?
Say Amra, dude.
As of recently, Amron Yinhorn. I kind of like tug my cape out of his hand, or my robe. Why?
No reason. You look like someone that Bitrian told me about a while back.
Oh yeah, what did he say?
Nothing much.
I don't know any Bitrian, but hopefully he said nice things. Like turn to walk
Roll
away.
Deception check.
Okay. $18.
Sure you don't. He, like, leans back, pulls the book out again.
All right. What's up?
I assume
Right now?
we'll all head back.
Okay. I'll be right back. A couple minutes here.
All right. As these two are doing their investigation into your lore, what are the other three of you doing?
Made a fire. Laid
I'm by
down.
the fire,
Got a nap.
studying my spells and reflecting upon the events of the last couple of days.
Yeah, my mood noticeably shifting a bit from earlier when Jodel was killed. I'm gonna go through all my stuff and just rearrange it like I do every night, sorting it into. I think yesterday I probably did shapes, so today I'll sort it by color, and then I will just go to bed.
If we're all sitting around the fire, just like whatever, I'm just gonna be like picking at my claws or whatever. I'm just gonna be like, guys, what do you think? What do you think you'll do once this is all over? Like, are we gonna hang out anymore?
I'd say that heavily depends on how the next 3 weeks play out.
What?
I just keep sorting.
Why? What? Why was that so ominous? Don't we only have 9 days left?
Until the beholders, yes.
Well, what's going on after that?
I don't know. Something always finds its way.
But like, so does that mean we'll face it then, or like, because that was my whole question. Is like, are we still gonna like hang out after all this?
I'm just face down in prayer, meditation.
You know, sometimes I think I'm bad at talking to people, and then I talk to the rest of you and realize I may be the most socially adept one here.
Sorry, guys. I'll be right back. I'm just doing something.
Actually, I'm a very good social talker when it comes to people who did not kill my childhood mentor.
Oh, so we're just like, that's
It's
how we're
about-
gonna bring it up again. We're not gonna ease into it at all.
It's about this time in the conversation when a man hobbles over. You see him, he's about 5'2", looks like he might be half dwarf, half human, has a peg leg, and one of his eyes is clearly clouded over and sightless. hobbles up to you using a cane that looks like it might be augmented as some sort of weapon, perhaps a sort of crossbow of some kind. He says, "Oh, now this is something. This is how you celebrate?"
I'm like laying back and I'm just like, gotta lean up. I'm like, what?
Well, you lot have to be the saddest, sorest sons of bitches I ever laid my eyes on.
That might actually be pretty accurate. Yeah.
He like lifts up this thing that you now see like detaches into a full crossbow. Looks like a two-handed crossbow that like collapses into a cane. And he just like bonks you on the head, Bran, kind of knocking you out of your stupor. Wake the fuck up! And he picks up this bottle that you don't even know where he got it from, uncorks it and says, "Somebody's gonna have to start drinking with me."
A friend of mine told me that stuff's pretty bad for you when you're only 6 years old.
It gives you a weird look. Well, somebody else then.
I'm gonna stand up, annoyed, and walk off away from everybody.
Ah, fuck it, peg leg.
Catches your
Come on
arm
over.
as you do and says, "You really have to be so goddamn serious every minute."
I don't respond. I just keep walking.
At your loss.
Come on, never mind. Pop
You
it
know,
open.
those who don't smile don't live very long.
Let's smile. Here, I've accepted your offer. Come hang out.
All right, he sits down next to you and he says, "Finally, someone with some sense. Name's Forgag. What can I call you?"
You can call me Nugget. I'm gonna like lean back far enough to look at him, and I'm gonna extend my hand backwards.
"Well, that's a peculiar name. And what's your family name?"
Not sure.
"Well, Nugget not sure.
Well, that
Heard a better combination, but I can't complain. Name's Stormbuster. Forgag Stormbuster."
yeah, ball gag. Can I have the bottle now?
He like just kind of hits you in the face with it.
All right.
So, well, you're a hardy little guy.
I've been hit in the face by a lot worse. You know what? I think who needs this most is Tick Tick. I think we should put a lot of alcohol into that little gnomish body.
Yeah, I bet he can't take his booze.
Is that a challenge?
I mean, if he's not I'll challenge. If he's not gonna do it, I'll do it. We're about the same size.
For a group of people who just ripped off one of the grandest goddamn schemes I've ever seen, you are a bunch of little kit-knitting assholes.
Give it here.
Whoa, Alec. No, dibs. We have dibs, okay?
This is between Nugget and myself, and I'll grab the bottle.
Do you have any more?
Gesture.
Anybody hand me anything?
He like materializes another bottle and hands it to you.
Oh, some magic brew.
He says, "Now it ain't be the wine you pansy asses are probably used to, but this is good old-fashioned mead. Got more bees than we do grapes in these parts."
Fucking love this stuff. I have a lukewarm flask of it I have kept for like the last 20-some days.
Must not love it that much if you got it for 20-some odd days. Now drink up.
I kind of stop walking when he says mead, and I turn around.
I'm gonna stare Tick Tick.
I walk
directly
back
at him.
over. Mead, you say?
So you do have one or two vices at least. And just third bottle out of nowhere hands it to you.
Are you some sort of drunken wizard?
Wizard. I'll leave that sorts up to you all and your. Sorry, I don't mean to insult. Pansy asses. That's it. Yep.
We've heard this name before. What do we know about this
You
guy?
have.
Yeah.
Yes. So Forgag Stormbuster is the only man that is currently owed debts by Lord
That's
Bullseye.
right.
Fuck!
And he's owed 14 debts, which is by far the most that anyone is,
I'm like
owes anyone.
trying to think about like
I'd
who it
never.
is. Like,
I don't
know
believe
this
Nick
guy.
told us that. So like, I don't know if that's a.
Oh,
I did tell you that, but even I didn't remember that.
God.
well, if Tig Tig never like revealed that info, then maybe like I think I know him, but I don't really connect the dots. Yeah.
We should check this guy out while we're in town instead of like going to kill the other guy. And then
Yeah. Wait, you did say that?
I did say it, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
he
gonna like
recommended
be
it.
thinking about it then, and then just like all of a sudden like, and then look over at Tig Tig like, like, and then look over at Stormbuster.
I was wondering if any of you would actually remember the guy's
I
name.
remembered the name like Stormbuster, and I was like, Forgag Stormbuster. I was like, dude, we haven't met this guy clearly. You'd remember meeting him,
Yes.
but the name is like so familiar.
He's
All
a
right.
goddamn hero.
So, Tick Tick and Nugget, are you having a drinking contest?
Yeah.
In what way? Are you saying who can drink more? Who can drink more in a small amount of time?
Well,
Are you just
clearly defined, so after every drink, I think Tick Tick changes the rules slightly.
Yes, okay.
And I am staring directly at him, just doing whatever he does.
Fair enough. Both of you roll Constitution saving throws, and then Tick Tick roll on the random magical effects table as you're attempting to twist the fates around you to help you win.
I got a 14 on that first one. Yeah.
I got a 13 on the first one. And for the wild magic table, 85, which means 85. I cast mirror image.
So Tick Tick, all of a sudden, he's like, and then he hands it off, and there's another Tick Tick there also pounding it, and they're handing it back
He's
and
like-
forth.
You can never beat us, Nugget.
I'm already seeing quadruple.
Right. But you're both doing fairly well so far, just, pounding this mead.
Tick.
So I took one drink of the mead, and then Tick Tick turned into 4, and I'm like, this is good mead.
No, it isn't.
And powerful, I think. Is it not good mead?
Drinking it, you don't think it's very good mead?
I kind of look at it like maybe there's something wrong with it, and that's why. Just ill effects.
Well, I'm frankly feeling all right, so I'm ready to keep going. I mean, if you're ready to keep going.
At which point, Forgag sits back, looking over to Sebney as he walks up, and kind of reaches his hand out and taps a bottle that's strapped to your backpack. I've only seen this like once before. You wrangling some elementals?
Is it actually those bottles that he pointed to?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Forgag? Is that your name?
Well, that doesn't answer my question, but yes.
Yeah, that's what they do. How'd you know that?
Well, I know things. I've been places. Now tell me, do you want to know the best spot to rip one of those bitches off?
Is it a lightning elemental that you're speaking of?
Oh, no. This is something a little bit deeper than that.
Sure, I'm fascinated.
Figured you might be. And I need to pull up the map briefly. Okay. Oh, that is not the right map. Okay. Yes, so he describes an area very close to actually the, like, very close to a place that you actually been. So if you look at Drimmen and Vekwaza in the south, where there's this large lake in between them.
I'm gonna try to find the Betrex and not Betrex and the Essrex mech.
Dan's got it. Yeah.
Nice.
A little pond right there. I guess it's pretty massive.
He says, well, yeah, there's underwater cave system. Tell you what, I've never seen no goddamn elementals quite like those wrangling down there.
What kind of elementals are they?
Well, you got any kind you damn well pleasing. It's what they're feasting on that helps them out.
Feasting on? I didn't realize that elementals ate.
Tributary to the ley line, that part of Essrex. Pooling down there like some fucking, I don't know how to say it, whirlpool, something like that. And they're collecting it, juicing off it, bringing it in. Them is what you call mage touch to elementals.
How do you know this?
I damn seen them.
Who is this magical man?
Thanks, I'll check it out.
They ought to.
I mark it on my map.
Okay.
How far is it, like, just by judge of the town right next to it?
Like, how far from Drimmen is it?
How far from Western Shore?
Oh, from Western Shore? It depends how you travel, but by walking, it would be like 4 days, probably.
Damn.
But if you had a horse or something, it'd be much faster. And obviously, teleportation would be much faster than that. So.
I want to go there right now.
Well, let's go. It does sound interesting. I would be more than willing to go with you, 70, when the time comes.
Hopefully before the, beholders.
Honestly, what do these elementals look like? What kind of powers do they have? Are they water elementals or?
I kind of put them in a contract where they have to fulfill it before I release them. So they kind of just help me out regardless of their shape or size.
I say
assume.
that kind of just sounds like slavery.
But
You said slavery. I get 10 points.
No, last round you said that any word with an S deducts 10 points.
Immediately, all of the tick-ticks begin explaining different rules to you. It's just completely confusing.
honestly, that's not a bad idea, 70. I mean, if we could get these elementals, ley line elementals, to help us in the beholder fight, it would be super helpful. I'm sure. We should consider doing that if we have time.
I already know one of them on a first name basis.
The fact that slavery is a word that grants you points. That's fucking hilarious.
Technically, it grants your opponents points.
Right.
I'm gonna. Is it getting late, or is it just like?
I mean, it's not like, 2 a.m., but it's probably going towards 11, midnight.
I'm gonna find a place to prepare to go to bed.
Okay. Easy enough to do. I mean, there's quite a few random cots and things around It seems like the vast majority of people are still awake, whether deliberating what they're going to do next with their lives, or just watching, having fun, trying to, forget what they've been through in the last couple of days. It's an odd group. A lot of them sort of partially clothed or clothed with random cloth that they've been able to procure from the tents around, because a lot of them were naked during the festivities that they were not in their own mind for. But yeah, I mean, it's not hard for you to just find a single cot and pull it out. It's a little, loud to sleep, but
Actually, I might go to Master Pier's tent.
okay. It's trashed.
Yeah, I'll just find a spot there.
Good. Yeah, easy enough to do.
I want to make the biggest fort ever.
Okay. You begin construction of the largest fort ever.
I go to the tent.
Okay.
I mean, I personally got business to attend to at the moment, so.
All right. I'll say Tick Tick and Nugget roll 2 more Constitution saving throws.
What about Talk?
It's going to
That's
be,
good.
that is going to be a 2, but it totals to an 11 for the second one.
First one is a 21.
Oh no. Oh no. The second is going to be a 23.
25.
Damn it.
Okay.
Fuck.
It's not long before, Nugget, you are basically incapable of continuing to drink. Every time you're just kind of holding the bottle up and putting it back down, and you just wince at the thought of actually consuming more of it. Meanwhile, all the mirror images disappear, and Tick Tick's just standing in front of you, making annoying noises and trying to fuck with you.
Nugget, you forgot. I grew up on the streets.
we're not done, and we gotta talk about our feelings, okay?
You said feelings. That's 20 more points.
I'm gonna grab him by the shirt. I'm gonna say, you wanna know what? I love you.
I love you too.
I'm gonna try and escape his grapple.
Okay. Roll a acrobatics check up to his athletics. I'll do
That's-
athletics with disadvantage because you're currently just hammered out of your mind.
I both with disadvantage.
You don't have a disadvantage. You just have.
Okay, well I actually have advantage against grapple.
Oh shit.
Weird.
Well, with disadvantage, I got a 29. So
Damn.
I also got a 29. I rolled a 19 and I have a plus 10 to acrobatics.
Okay, roll again, both of you.
disadvantage. No, that's a lot worse than it was previously. It's gonna be 17 this time.
He still holds me.
Listen. Listen. We need to talk about our feelings. So tell me the feeling. Tell me your feelings.
I'm feeling confused. Why am I not slippery enough to get out of this?
I'm slipperier.
What was the question?
I killed Jordal, and you need to tell me how you feel about that.
Well, it's only temporary, so I can get...
What?
Are we in earshot?
No, you all went to bed.
Okay. Oh, I want to be constructing my fort.
Oh yeah, that's true. You're constructing your fort.
I'm
I'll
gonna
say
turn
it's not
and I'm gonna see if my boy Forgag, who's supplying the alcohol, is still standing around.
You see him. He's currently like laid on his back and has like taken his peg leg off.
Hey, did you hear what he just said?
No.
Yeah, no, damn good use. Hey, what do you mean you're wet? He's gonna be dead forever. That's how death works.
Well, can you keep a secret, Nugget?
Mm-hmm. Obviously, I cannot.
I am going to resurrect Jordal Cragfoot, but I'm going to do it after the beholders are gone.
What are you doing, man? Don't do that.
Well, I have to know. I have to ask him.
About what?
If he was actually going to betray us or not.
Oh my god, he's gonna.
I can't let him die without knowing.
Yeah, well, no, what? I feel like it's time for my feelings now. Okay? I feel like we take stuff from demons together and we rode on like 2 separate boats together. That makes us best friends, man. We boys.
We are kind of the heart and soul of the group.
You're the heart, I'm the soul, and all of the big guys, they look down on us, literally and figuratively. And because we were best boys, we look out for each other, we steal stuff, and then you're all like, this guy just like what gave you a home and made you not homeless, so you love him more.
Well, he didn't just do that. He told me everything I know.
I can teach you stuff.
What exactly can you teach me?
I know that. God, forgot I don't know anything. Damn it.
But I know a lot, so I can teach you.
Then just fucking teach me, and then we can be best friends, and you don't have to resurrect him, and you won't have to replace me.
I'm not going to replace you. I'm just going to find out whether or not he was going to...
That's what you did with Jordal, man. You were trying to replace me. I replaced him, but then you tried to replace him back.
Replace him. The two of you serve very different functions in my life.
Is that all I am? Is a goddamn function to you?
No, you're like the tick to my tick.
It means a lot to hear you say that.
Thank you. It was very deep. It just came to me now.
Well, I want to be friends again, and I don't want you to be mad that I killed him.
And I don't want you to be mad when I resurrect him. So maybe we all don't be mad.
We look past both those things.
And then we're even. And then we can steal the airship and with no bad air between us.
Fuck yeah, man. High five.
I miss.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking good job. And then I'm gonna fall over.
I fell asleep on my way down.
Okay. Which eventually leads us into the next morning. Some of you having a very nice sleeping arrangements built by you over the course of an hour or so, some hobbling together on cots and some passing out in the sand. You all find yourself... Yes, Alec.
Before I go to sleep, I would like to cast Dream upon King Skyraiser, if I can.
Okay.
Also,
So-
want to talk to Forgag again, just to offer him something.
Okay. We'll start with Dream. What would you like to do?
I tell Bran that I'm going to do this because he said he went to the tent as well, and I'm just going to sit and meditate for a long time until Skyraiser falls asleep. And as he sleeps, this is the dream that I want him to have. He is, I don't know if there's a balcony in his palace, probably is. Maybe one of those catwalk things. He is kind of overlooking his city. And as he does, he sees the people below and, maybe like the Tabaxi and the Greys like in chains or just not living like an equal life. Some time will pass, and before he knows it, the dream kind of converts to this other part of the dream where his city is like on fire and people are screaming and running. And as he looks down into the streets, there's like these beholders floating around, just vaporizing people. And as he looks up across the city with flames coming up, jetting out everywhere, he sees this like red-robed wizard standing on the rooftops, casting spells down, just obliterating buildings. And before his eyes, he turns into this giant red dragon, kind of crushing the rooftop that he's on, sinking in. And the dragon like looks over at him, flies up and disappears behind the palace. I don't know how he reacts to this, but eventually the dragon will like kick open the doors of his whatever room he's in, kind of knocking him prone. And as the dragon kind of lurches towards him, I want to step out and cast like shield and block whatever fire blast the dragon might create to like protect the king. And as I'm doing that too, and the dragon like draws its second breath, I want Bran to step forward and basically smite the creature in a single blow, just like put his spear through this illusory dragon's chest, kind of illustrating that like Bran stops this from happening. And then I'll turn to Skyraiser and kind of like look down to him and like offer him my hand up, like to pick him up off the ground. And I guess the final part of the dream would be him kind of walking through the city streets of his own city that's like smoldering still, and maybe there's like a rain, like a heavy rain that's, or like a medium rain that's kind of putting out the fires and smoke and stuff. And throughout all the fighting and everything, he notes that like there are grade among the people who were also fighting to save the people of the city, and there were tabaxi as well. And like there's tabaxi helping grade, and grade helping regular people, and regular people helping grade. And the idea would be hopefully that he sees that like all of these people were united in a common good against some terrible evil, and Bran specifically and myself were able to help stop this evil. And that's pretty much the extent of the dream. Hopefully that can translate. I don't know.
Okay.
Hopefully
Yeah.
it stinks. Inception.
I mean, you think that, you know, he saw this. I don't think that you actually like see his responses in the dream.
Right.
So you presume that he saw it, but you don't know how he reacted in the dream
well.
or in any way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then I sleep the rest of the night.
Good. Sounds good. 70, you're going to go talk to Forgag again?
Yes. Is he asleep?
Yes, you see he's passed out, a bottle still in hand, sort of pouring slowly into the sand next to him.
I'm gonna take the bottle and like put it straight up so it stops pouring.
He like seems to kind of come to, and this happens.
Forgag. I'm gonna point to his...
Scardo.
Yeah. Is that by choice? And I'm gonna point to his peg leg.
Oh, fuck you!
Push him funnily as a joke.
He immediately hits the ground.
Oh,
Oh.
I say I can fix that, dude. You want me to?
Yeah.
Sure. Can you
Yeah.
take it? Can you take it off?
He actually already has. It's like laid next to him.
Oh, right. And then I'm gonna cast regenerate on him. I think
Okay.
it has to be 8th because I haven't used my 8th level spell slot. I think I used my 7, so regenerate at a 8th level.
Okay. Is it instant?
If the limb is not there, it takes 2 minutes for it to redevelop.
Hey.
And then I'm gonna say good night, Forgag, and I'm gonna let him fall back to sleep.
He like gives you this really strange look, and then passes back out.
Does that mean his blood alcohol level went down?
Yes.
Oh. Then I'm gonna go to sleep at my awesome fort.
Okay. Very nice. You all wake up in the morning. Forgag still passed out, presumably thinking it's all some sort of dream that he must be having. The rest of you reconvening this morning and looking out as you all notice a group of like completely cloaked in black figures begin leaving the palace and sort of surrounding the area in Western Shore. These are clearly the immortals that you've heard of, and maybe some of you have seen time to time. Their faces shrouded in darkness, all of their bodies the same pitch black, seemingly setting up some sort of defensive perimeter on the outside of the interior of Western Shore, but the outside of the interior of Western Shore, clearly watching for some grandiose attack.
First thing in the morning, with the pain I'm experiencing, I am going to just rage outright. Keep it going all day.
Okay. Very nice.
Wake and rage.
Oh.
That doesn't look good. I wonder if my dream thing had anything to do with these new precautions. Maybe it had the opposite effect that I wanted. Shit. Well,
Time's come.
should we meet with the rest of the group?
Oh, I guess I'm not in your tent. I'm in
Yeah,
my
I mean,
own
I
tent.
don't know.
I'm assuming that you've reconvened.
Yeah, we could you just reconvene. I guess if I see the guys, then I'm out of the tent. Yeah.
All right.
You see Tick Tick's like long dreadlocks are just totally coated in sand.
Sandy out today.
What's the plan here, gentlemen?
Are you in any state to execute a plan?
I'll execute anything if you want me to.
Who needs a plan?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Could you please keep it down? There's no need to yell.
I like gesture to the wall. We can see these guys like on the walls, basically.
They're not on the walls, but you can see them like leaving the palace, like on these huge, like overarching walkways that seem to encompass a lot of the interior of the center of the city.
Are those pretty close to the skyship?
Yes.
Yeah, they are. That could make things more difficult. I like gesture up to those guys. I don't know if stealing the skyship is an option right now.
It always is an option. Tell him, Tick.
Nugget and I got this.
We got it. Look at us, capable duo right here.
It's completely ticked.
I am not your father. I can't tell you what you need to do or what you should do. So I won't.
Bingo.
I kind of like look at Bran like.
Happy to see you two working together again. And Tick Tick, you notice that all the burns I had on my face are gone.
Well, you're looking healthy.
Thank you.
Real cute.
Do we still plan to go with the same plan as yesterday that we discussed? You two take skyship and the three of us will negotiate?
I believe so.
Consider the skyship already stolen.
Maybe hold on stealing the skyship until I just don't want to ruin negotiations.
We'll hop up there. We'll hide. You give us a signal.
Very good. Then the real question is, how do we get into the city walls?
We ask to be in there.
Is there anywhere where we can access the walls, or are these stones blocking everything off?
Isn't it like open on the backside?
Yeah, I mean, you could potentially, I guess, swim to the docks. There's also like cliff faces where the stones aren't that you could probably climb. But I mean, nothing like you can just walk in, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. I'll leave that to your guys' judgment. I could fly one of you over the wall. Sebni, I could pick you up and fly you over. I could teleport us in. That's an awfully big spell slot to burn. But
I think we should. Is flying a spell slot, or is that like something?
yeah, it's my highest level. Or no. Sorry, flying is. I could do that. That's a medium level. I can do that.
Are the giant stones taller than 100 feet?
Yeah, pretty substantially.
They're massive. They're like buildings.
I can climb them just fine.
Climb up.
Yeah, Nugget's literally already climbed one, so he's
I
still
did
pretty good.
earlier. I could go against the flat wall part and still climb up that.
But we can't.
Well,
No, we can fly though, and Bran can fly.
we don't got to rub.
Yeah, Alec, you can also cast fly on other people. I mean,
Can I?
you can cast it using it at higher levels. You can cast on multiple people.
Hey.
Like if you cast it at 5th level, you'll be able to cast on 3 people.
Okay. Well, Bran's got the winged shoes.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Could I just carry 70? How heavy is 70?
You gonna ask him? It's an awfully disrespectful question.
I'm just gonna be sizing you up. Like it just looks like I'm just
Checking 'em out.
looking you up and down, trying to do the math in my head.
You see something, and I start looking.
Why are you looking at his butt?
What's your strength, Alec?
Yeah, that's probably not great. It's +0. It's 11.
So I would say that flying with 70 would be about as difficult as carrying him around walking. So whether or not you think you could carry him around walking around is up to you.
That's not
You're
really
not
my
the
style.
strongest guy.
I don't want to get a hernia. Dan, you're muted.
How high are we, or is the airship from where we're at?
I mean, from the ground where you are, it's pretty high, but from the top of the rocks, it's lower than that. So you think it's maybe like 80 feet in the air, 100 feet in the air, something like that?
Here's what I think you guys should do. You guys should fly over the rocks. So then all the guys see you, and then you can start talking to them, start negotiating like you guys do. And then we do a little bit of misdirection, go around back, fly up from there. Huh? How's that for a plan?
Yeah, let's do that.
They'll never see
Work.
coming.
Yeah. I'm going to cast Fly on myself and on Sebni, kind of looking up at the stone walls. Just kind of.
Okay, easy enough to do. You guys can now fly.
I'm just kind of like. Sebni, you've probably flown more than I have as other creatures.
It's a little different when you're, in your own body, but
Yeah,
you still just kind of wheel yourself around through the air. Bran, are you coming as well?
Yeah, and I'm going to make note of what's inside the ship if I can see once I get high enough.
Well, are you
Yeah.
going to the ship?
No, but we have to go past it, right?
It depends where you're flying to, but you can at least see it from the top of the rocks. I mean, from the looks of things, it doesn't look like there's much of anything inside of the ship. I mean, it looks like a functional airship that's currently just hovering there empty.
Parked.
Sure.
I mean, if it looks like we can fly like to the palace without getting shot down or something, then we'll do that. But if there's any trouble, then I'd like to just take the least aggressive stance possible.
I mean, you think that it would certainly be seen as rude at very least to fly straight into the palace here. I mean, there are these immortals that are slowly scouring the city, seemingly looking for something. So as you fly over the rocks, it's pretty clear that they see you at very least. You've caught their attention. Do you just want to like descend toward them?
I think so. I think, yeah. They all look identical. Like there's none that stand out above the rest.
They look different in that they're different sizes and shapes, but they all are like this totally pitch black figure. Shrouded face.
Vanta
You
black.
can't make any features. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. We'll just try to land near a couple of them.
Okay. Pretty immediately, you see them both pull up like blowpipes toward their mouths.
Just like raise my hand. Like, we're not aggressors. We're not your enemy.
My hands up.
The master has been waiting.
And that's
He
who we're here to
awaits your
see.
presence.
Precisely. We'll come willingly. There's no need for violence.
They lower the blowpipes. Good enough. Follow. They both turn and start leading you into the interior of the palace here. And you walk your way through Wessenjor, and you're surprised to find it relatively empty. Looking around, I mean, there are townspeople here and there, but you're not sure if there was some sort of massive warning not to be outside today, but there are definitely not a lot of people around. The few that you do see seem to quickly like avert their gaze from you and from the immortals and kind of go about their business, trying not to look or stare. Making your way toward the center of the city, you see all of this beautiful architecture, all in the same green and marble that seems representative of this area. And you do eventually see the Grand Palace before you, this sort of enveloped, multi-layer, tiered, multi-spined palace that they eventually lead you to. And they gesture up toward this opening where the skyship is, and they say, "You may fly now."
Toward the opening, he wants to just like fly up in there.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. If fly is still active, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, the three of you fly up in there. Okay.
Yeah.
You quickly find yourself into an audience chamber, clearly designed for this and similar purposes. You see it totally open to the air with just these marble pillars sort of holding up this essentially break point in the building where there's building above you and building below, but you're in this odd courtyard within the building itself. Looking around, you see the airship tied up very close to your current location. And inside this grand audience chamber, you see 10 immortals all guarding around. You're in Skyraiser. You see him in this glinting, beautiful mail, like plated with the shining black, cut with this beautiful white with doves printed on it. He looks up towards you and you see his yellow eyes. And if you find it interesting, the whites of his eyes are like beet yellow and the pupils a little bit vertical as he looks up towards you. You see this sort of scaled visage of Yorin Skyraiser.
Is he like reptilian?
Yeah, seems to be.
What I expected. Interesting. Thank you for seeing us. I am Alec. This is my friend Bran and Sebney. We have urgent need to speak with you.
I've heard some tell of you and your friends.
What have you heard, if I may ask? Hopefully it's good things.
He waves his hand, and what appears to be some sort of glamour evaporates. And you see, leaning against his throne, curled around it, a grandiose and beautiful gold dragon that you recognize. The Silnor.
No.
He looks back towards you. Something's not so good. The Silnor looks up. I'm afraid we have unfinished business.
Believe it or not, it's good to see you again. I know that we left in a hurry and with you probably most displeased. But I think if you would hear us out, you may come to understand our actions and our goals and see that they align.
Perhaps. Though when I told you of what I was making, I believe I was quite clear that it was important to me to have it not destroyed.
I do remember our conversation, and I am sorry for what has happened.
Yurin looks over towards the two of you. As interesting as this all is, I'm afraid that there are much more pressing matters.
What matters?
I have seen you in a dream. A foretelling, perhaps.
Oh.
I speak up and I say, dreams are messages from the gods.
Yurin leans back and lifts this cane. You see the top of it, this red cracked section of the heart, leading into this sort of crooked and mangled looking gold and speckled cane. You see different parts of it colored with greens and blues, sort of spotted on its spine. And he leans forward on it. The gods have usually not spent so much interest in me. I believe this was a more direct calling.
What was the dream? What do you think it means? Was I your enemy?
No. If you were, do you really think I would have allowed you to come prancing up here?
Maybe not.
I think that I very well may need you.
That's interesting because There are some favors I may ask of you as well. But forming an alliance at this time is exactly why we came here. That's exactly why I want to meet with you. And if this is a message from the gods, my whole life, I've not been a believer much of the gods of this realm. But my friend Bran here has had me seen the light pretty recently. Things have changed. What do you need us for?
Well, by the looks of things, some tampering that I've been involved in may be leading to catastrophe.
I'm listening.
So I'm sure that you've heard tell of the origin of me, my immortals, and even you lot.
Kind of like look at the other two guys. I think so.
The portal that led here, it was not from elsewhere on the plane. This sort of world shift has implications. Do any of you know of the word Xenopus?
I don't know. Have I heard of that word at all?
No.
Doesn't ring a bell to me, at least. Xenopus?
He takes like a long think after that. Interesting. Xenopus is a council of forebearers, and he seems to struggle to think of the best way to describe them. The Council of Xenopus is a hierarchical servitude to Xenopus himself, the creator of all. Xenopus is not a god, but the spawner of gods. He typically does not involve himself much in the dealings of the smaller worlds in which we find ourselves. But it is with considerable import that the council elected to bring our forebearers here. And the council has selected us to be a part of something more. I'm sure that you're aware that this is said to be the third age. I believe that my dream saw the end of this age.
Isn't it said that this age would end in fire?
Yes, quite astute. A student. He looks over to you. I saw a man that I had met some time ago. He possessed the power to transform himself into a red dragon. And there was some fear then that the world had ended upon his successful attempts. The world was shifted, you see. A large volcanic explosion. So when I saw him again in this foretelling, it came with it some fear that I was seeing his return.
I look to both my allies and say, and then look to him and say, that is exactly why we're here as well. Our goals are aligned. Is it Dumar or Kumar? It's Dumar, right?
Dumar.
Yeah. I always forget. This Dumar is planned to be resurrected by the very people that are attacking your city. My friends and I, in the last night, have dispatched with many of their leaders. Luckily, we were able to kill a great deal of them. We've known of their plans for some time. The Inquisition is helping me to thwart their efforts now with the help of Amron Yinhorn. We've come to you seeking help to prevent Dumar from being resurrected, because it spells the downfall of not only this city, but the entire realm with which you rule over.
I believe that it has implications far beyond Essrex. You see, and this is really something that I wouldn't tell just anyone. Essrex has been a sort of experiment of some kind for the Council. An experiment I fear we may be failing.
An experiment for this Xenopus? What are you trying to achieve? I don't understand. An experiment to figure out what?
From the sound of things, this world was a construction outside of the world proper, I suppose. A sort of bite-size imitation.
A simulation? If that's a word that's used.
Yes and no. It is real, after all, but it was constructed purposefully. It is the reason the oases never dry. The way that the world contorts and twists seems almost convenient at times. There were some fears in the prior worlds, references to older beings that had failed the Council, ascending to godhood themselves or some corrupt variations thereon. Unfortunately, I believe that this sort of corruption is now bleeding on to Essrex. Thrice they come and thrice they fall. These elder beings.
Interesting. Wait, so there's some corruption that's bleeding onto Essrex that isn't part of the council, right?
Right.
And your goal is to determine what that corruption is. Is that right?
He like seems a little bit sort of conflicted on how to respond, and then says, I know of this corruption. I'm afraid that I was falling into it myself. A corruption from beyond a gate formed long ago. When the council saw this, they wanted to see if humanity could avoid such things, rebuild, so to say. 3 ages now they have tried, and 3 ages apparently we have failed. It is said now that we are sealed. The prophecy of the council has been altered. Are you familiar with a magical item known as the Omni Weaver?
I am. I've heard of it. We've heard of it.
From what I have understood, this device is necessary to stop this evil incursion.
Where's the evil coming from? I don't understand. If this world is different, does the evil exist in the same realm as the council that you hail from? Do they both come to this world? Did the humans come here fleeing the evil from their previous world? I don't fully understand.
I believe that is maybe more simple if we called this bleeding the Grey Wind.
Yeah.
The energy slowly trickling into the place that we call home.
Yeah.
It is too late to close it off, I'm afraid.
If stopping the Grey Wind is the reason is your main goal, then is not the flower that the dragon was growing a source of that Grey Wind?
Yes, and that is where my fault in this resides. I had wanted to see my homeland, the homeland of my fathers and their fathers before me. I wanted to reconstruct the portal. I'm sure by now you've heard that the portal was created by Tabaxi Black magics. Well, it was these magics that I endeavored upon and found. And through the help of Isilnor, I unleashed. Unfortunately, it appears that this is not something that can be controlled, certainly not by me. So there is only one thing to do: defeat it by use of the Omni Weaver. The Orb of Xenopus.
Are those the same thing? What would happen if you used it and defeated the Grey Wind? What would happen?
That is a question that I have spent many hours thinking through.
What do you think would happen?
This experiment was a failure. Twice the darkness will come. Twice it will be defeated. The third time, I do not know. But this Orb of Xenopus was used to demarcate the gate from beyond. When this gate is shattered, the tendrils of the Grey Wind will spill over both this plane and our homeland. I believe that Essrex will be annihilated, a failed experiment, no more.
Fuck. You think it'll annihilate Essrex if we use it and it closes the portal, right?
I think that the council will annihilate us, yes.
Why can't they just like cut us off? Let us live on our own. Let the experiment grow and be left to its own devices. We can handle ourselves, surely, without the council's supervision.
The darkness that hides behind this gate is too great to be risked. It can flow, as you've seen, from one plane, one world into another. The Council of Xenopus cares little for any one world, but this has universal implications. Literally.
Fuck. So what would happen to you then if this Essrex is obliterated? Would you leave or would you stay and be obliterated with it?
I assume that I would also be obliterated.
Then what options do we have? I mean, sorry, I keep interrupting the king.
Yeah, no, it's okay. He looks up. Due to my failings, I fear I have left you with precious little. The Omni Weaver will be reforged. The Grey Wind must be destroyed. But with it, the Orb of Xenopus, reconfigured, breaks the gate. And I fear our homeland will be through many hard times for centuries, millennia to come.
Without the council connected to us because the gate's closed, right?
The gate will be shattered. The gate holds back this elder evil. I'm sure that the council will be involved, but theirs is a minimalist involvement, a desire to form a perfect utopia that may never be. I believe they're, what's the phrase? Tying off loose ends. I fear that they are near to a point where everything must be destroyed, reset. They appear to wish to avoid this at any cost, but I do not know.
Well, damn.
The Orb of Xenopus, upon reconstruction, will be a source of immense energy. You will use it, I hope, to stop what is happening here. It may be too late for us, Essrex in total, but it is not too late for the universe. Wherever this presence, this evil, rears its head, must be snuffed out.
Logan, let me make sure I'm getting this right, because I suck at apparently listening. But so he's saying that if we use the device, if we forge the device and use it, it's going to like destroy this gate, which is holding back the darkness, the gray wind, right?
Yep. So basically, to recap from a world perspective, because I'm sure there's stuff that Dan also doesn't know.
Okay.
So it appears that, remember, this campaign is a long, long time before anything happened that you're familiar with.
Okay.
Around this time, 500 years before it, apparently, a gate was formed to seal off the Great Old Ones, this ancient darkness that had precluded through the plains. And, basically the world had gone to shit. And people were transforming themselves into these beasts, these crazy monsters, and becoming like gods. And the Council of Xenopus, which is apparently, if you are to believe this man, the people who created this whole world, was like, okay, well, we got to figure something out.
Yeah.
We have to step in now.
Yeah.
They stepped in, formed this divine gate, held these beings behind it, and then created Essrex to see, well, is humanity even worth keeping around? This seems like it's not worth the risk. These people are out of control. So slowly they test people, and presumably so far you're failing the test. But if you were to defeat the gray wind that is ilking onto this plane, that apparently, at least in part, was due to Yoren's interactions with Silnor and their desire to bring about more godliness to themselves, right? So it's all about this striving to be like gods, which is not good. So they're striving to be like gods themselves. They're trying to get this power to visit the other worlds, which apparently is a no-no. So they've been failing, and that is what has resulted in the Great Wind and these beholders and all of the shit that's going down here. This apparently, according to him, will result in the necessity of reforging the Omni Weaver, which is also apparently the Orb of Xenopus, which was originally used, which apparently is some sort of massively powerful artifact that was originally used to create this divine gate and, forged in the making of this place, Essrex, obviously, and it was shattered amongst Essrex in the process.
Okay.
Reforging it will apparently break the divine gate, allowing things in the future to go wrong with the first coming of Jefferson Jeffersmith, where there is no barrier any longer. But there is still this Orb of Xenopus, which apparently at one point created the barrier. In the future, Jefferson Jeffersmith comes, calls upon the Great Old Ones, puts everything back into hell and chaos for a bit, but it's stopped by the Maester and, the whole story. So they initially stopped this coming, but they come thrice. So the third time they come back, that story, it's not good. It doesn't go super well. You stop them, but not totally, as there is this elder dragon being that eventually takes over the world, and things go to shit from there that you don't know about yet. But it seems as though this Orb of Xenopus is somehow the key to, in the future, the far, far, far future, eventually eliminating this problem that is this ever-growing necessity of humans to be like gods, to ascend to this, other being, otherworldly essence through the incoming power of these elder beings, these great old ones. So it all harkens back to this. I mean, basically the campaign ended, if you remember, in your friend basically becoming like a god in campaign 2, right? I mean, or campaign 3, right? Campaign 3. Ascending basically into this godly stature that brought him, above humanity, this place that the Council of Xenopus wants off limits. So this orb is somehow involved, hopefully in the far, far future, in eliminating this problem by resealing them behind the Divine Gate.
So have they come twice? The first time with Jefferson, the second time after, like with the dragons, the third time hasn't come yet, right?
So they came originally. I mean, the elder beings are from a time, so that's 1.
Okay.
2, first Jefferson Smith. 3, second Jefferson Smith, and dragons.
So what about
Shouldn't there be an
campaign 3 where we got TPK'd?
That's what I'm talking about. So that was still a holdover from the second coming, if you guys remember completely, with the Void Dragon and how you defeated a lot of the great old ones that were coming over, but obviously, you'd miss the sort of constructor of the entire scheme, this Void Dragon, right? So
What happened to Tacitus?
you don't know. But it all comes back to the fact that the Omni Weaver, this Orb of Xenopus, is somehow this wildly important and powerful thing that is going to impact the far, far future, and unfortunately must be reforged now to stop the end of the universe.
So we have to reforge it with the possible threat of us being annihilated.
So it's not necessarily a weapon. It's more like a key to open the gate to allow the bad boys in. The ancient, great old ones, right?
Well, apparently it harnesses immense power. So
we don't know what it does exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it has the same name as the Council, so presumably it has the power of creation. It is the central power in the universe. And apparently reforging it will have dire consequences in the future, but it's necessary right now, is the idea you're grasping.
So it'll give us +1 AC.
I think you'll all have +1 AC at least.
So we can't necessarily use it to fight the beholders. I mean,
we'll see.
You think you need to?
I'm sorry, I'm so confused.
So basically,
forging it opens the gate, but we can also use it as a weapon potentially to fight the beholders and the things that come through the gate.
So think about it this way: the gate harness has a ton of power in it.
Mm-hmm.
Reforging it summons that power back into the orb.
Gotcha. Yeah, releasing it.
The gate is no longer powerful enough to hold back the incursion of these horrible beings from beyond. I mean, obviously they don't just immediately crack through and come in through waves. I mean, there's the whole shit with the spires later on, right?
Yeah.
But that gate was significantly weakened when it no longer had the power from the Orb of Xenopus. When the power is re-centralized into the orb, it is an extremely powerful artifact. You don't know what it does, but presumably it would help you defeat the beholders, which is necessary to prove that you're not a totally failed experiment.
I mean,
all right, let's make it then.
I say, yeah. I mean, it sounds like it's risky, but there have been 2 ages before. There will be a 3rd age, and we have no other choice. If we sit and do nothing, city by city will be destroyed, and eventually the leaking will, the dam will break, and these beings will get through at some point. This is the only chance we have. Let's do it. And I come to you as an ally, and I want you to, we're here to help.
Good.
It sounds scary, but I don't know what choice we have.
I suppose we'll be needing your piece of the crystal heart.
He twists and he disconnects from his cane. Do you have the other pieces on you?
I pull out my 2. We have the others stored somewhere else.
We thought it was unwise to carry them all in the same location in case they fell into the wrong hands. We do have the remaining pieces.
I am sorry. This failing was my own.
It's okay, I guess. It's the cards we have now, I suppose, King.
I don't know what solace there is in what wisdom I've gained over the last few weeks, but it seems none of us are completely innocent. And I kind of like look over my shoulder to Bran, but I think there is always a chance at redemption, and this could be yours.
I'm all ears.
Do you know how we forge it? Do we?
I would also like to not be killed by your golden friend here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. Agreed.
Isilnur leans forward and says, "This has put things into some perspective for me. The dragons are an ancient race, not from here. That much I'm sure your friend Nugget could tell you. Long ago, forged from the stone of mountains, we descended to a world that apparently is not this one. The fact that I have been gifted my purchase here upon this world and failed my creator is no small thing.
Well, if you're an ally with us, we're glad to have you. And it's going to take all of us combined to hold back this darkness. If you want, I can get the rest of the pieces here in short time, and we can forge this now. Why wait?
Absolutely. The king nods as well.
I'm going to, if you'll excuse me, and I'm just going to like kind of turn and walk out a little bit out of the room, and I'm going to cast Sending to Tick Tick.
At which point, we'll see what you guys have been doing this whole time.
Yeah.
We're standing around, kicking the dirt, like, I don't think anything's important going on, do you? No, just...
I mean, are you trying to steal the airship, or are you waiting?
Oh yeah,
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what do you got?
well, they just left.
Mhm.
So they're gonna start a distraction over there. I'm thinking I'll cast invisibility on both of us, then use this levitation powder I lifted to float us up to the airship. They'll never see us coming.
Wow. Tick Tick, you slippery son of a bitch.
I know, I'm so slippery.
You know what? I'm so glad that I'm not with the other group talking, probably to talk about politics, something boring. This is where it's at.
We steal that airship, it's game over for the bad guy.
Agreed. Let's get it popping.
Alright,
I'm gonna wait until I can see them flying in the distance, and then cast invisibility at 3rd level so I can target both of us.
alright. Well, here's a small flaw in my plan. I can't see where you are to throw the powder on you, so I'm just gonna throw it in your general direction, and I'm assuming I probably hit a lot of stuff that just starts to float.
Yeah.
I'll try to spread out my limbs for maximum coverage.
Alright, I will also powder myself, and I'll try
Okay.
to float towards the airship.
Yeah, you guys begin floating instantly and find it relatively easy to levitate around with this newfound energy that is bestowed for you from this magical powder.
Wow.
You float up toward the airship over the top of many, many immortals that are scouring the city. They seem all a little bit confused looking around, not sure what they should be looking for by the looks of things, but regardless, you make your way up to the airship without any trouble.
As we pass the immortals, I'm gonna be like, they don't even know where we are.
Quiet, they can't. You won't stop them hearing us.
Okay. You land on the airship. What would you like to do next?
This is as far as my plan got. I could. No, it's a magic item. It's a magic boat. I tried that once before and it didn't work. We should probably find how to drive it.
Right. Yeah, we'll look for some controls.
Like,
Okay. Moving around, you do eventually find two large sort of circular-esque balls and one huge steering wheel, like a ship style wheel.
I got the balls, you get the wheel.
All right, I got it.
Just gonna grab the balls.
Okay. As you touch, you see like this electricity like come from them and connect you to it, and your vision expands, and you are looking sort of from a perspective behind the ship, and you can see almost 360 degrees around the ship.
I can see everything.
You can also feel that you have the power to propel the ship upwards, downwards, forwards, and even backwards.
Let's go up.
You snap the tethers that were holding the ship in place here. As they tear open, you immediately skyrocket hundreds of feet up into the air. Nugget, are you turning the wheel at all?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a very dramatic turn. I'm just gonna like.
Okay, you begin
Spin it.
corkscrewing upwards at an insane velocity.
G forces.
I'll say it's about this time the rest of you notice something happened.
Oh fuck.
Nugget, we did it. That was
Holy shit.
expecting.
King Urine looks over, sort of confused and surprised.
I guess I'll cast sending to Tick Tick if I can at some point.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna say perfectly bad timing. We need the pieces of heart. We formed an alliance. Maybe bring the ship back in one piece.
You need the pieces of heart?
Yes. Yes.
Nugget, they need the pieces of heart.
Why? Ask him why.
Well, I can't ask him why. I
Why
think I
not?
only get to say one thing back to him. And I said, you need the pieces of heart?
Wait, is that really how the spell works?
I think so.
This is a terrible method of communication.
Yeah, it's pretty
Talk-
basic. I think it's like you get 20 words and they get 20 words to respond or something. What's it called?
Sending.
Sending.
I believe it's 25.
We
Yeah.
need our pieces of heart. You need your cool flame sword, and I need this.
What?
This magic ley line device.
Oh, I mean, I guess that's cool too. Well, I mean, do we go in there?
I feel like this is probably a trap. They probably tortured Alec into sending us a message so we would bring them the pieces of heart.
I'm gonna cast sending again to Tick. I'm gonna cast sending to Nugget. And I'm gonna say, Nugget, we formed an alliance with the king. Tick might be trying to convince you that I'm being tortured to tell you otherwise, but I assure you that I am safe and well.
I would like to check for an insight on this mysterious voice in my head, whomever he may be.
Tell Tick that I told you the code word is Tick,
So I got a 9.
meaning
Okay.
meaning everything's okay.
No, yeah, he's totally fine. You're sure of it.
Tick. He said that the code word is tick.
That means we have to set the bombs off.
Oh my god.
Wait, there are bombs?
Wait, is that was that actually the code word for that? Oh
That
my
is
god.
the code word we've set
Code
for
word,
just
it's
about
code,
everything.
Why would they need us to set the bombs off?
Oh
Where
my
are the
God.
bombs?
This is
I
not-
think he wants us to go talk to the king.
He wants us to bomb the king.
Do you respond at all, Nugget, to me?
Oh, I'm gonna say, yes, Alec. Do you want us to fly in there?
You guys, the king probably sees me go like. I cast sending again to Nugget. Calmly bring the ship back to where it was docked originally. Walk in. You are meeting the king, and we will present the pieces of heart to him. We formed an alliance. We can save the world and see your mother again. That's way more than 25 words, probably.
All right, Tick, we gotta go. Take this old girl back to the castle.
I like turn around. They'll be here shortly.
I can't think of any way to take my way out of this one.
He says we could fly this back to the castle, though. So, like, we can take it for a
Then
spin.
steam ahead.
Okay, you take it for a little joyride around Western Georgia, whipping around through the skies.
Yeah. I don't know. I sort of imagine it like that scene in Revenge of the Sith where they do a crash landing right at the beginning. I think we just hit the ground, hit our way to the castle.
Not to worry, we're still flying half a ship.
Nice. Okay, you reconvene with the party here, slightly injuring the airship in the process.
I hop out of the wreckage. Man, that was fun.
King Urine is just like staring at you.
Urine, we've taken your skyship hostage. Give us our part.
Can I make this motion?
Sorry, I think there was some misunderstanding.
Ah, shit, Alec was telling the truth.
It's like, I apologize. I don't know what else I can tell you.
It's fine.
They're good. They just have their own ways. But our deal still stands. I'm going to pull out whatever pieces of heart I have, which are the Vekwilaza piece and the Offstarin piece.
All right, Alec, you got to tell me what the hell's going on right here. What are we getting the crystals together for?
Doesn't this seem like exactly what the chosen few wanted to do?
It is, but they were going to use it for something different. We're doing the exact opposite.
Well, what are we doing?
Reviving Dumar and using
Exactly.
it so we can kill the beholders.
The king
We're
here,
reviving Dumar?
we're not.
Then why did you phrase it like that?
We're assembling
Said we're not.
We're assembling this artifact to destroy the beholders. It's complicated. There are bigger players involved than originally thought. And it seems like maybe there's a bigger fight ahead of us. But the good news is we have more friends now. And I like gesture to the king and I gesture up to the gold dragon. And there is hope.
Oh, it's Ilnor. Good to see you. How you doing?
I have been better, admittedly.
Oh, cool. All right, so we're not fighting the beholders now. The thing we've been training for.
No, we are fighting them. We will fight them and we will kill them with this artifact.
Do we need the artifact to kill them? What's the bigger fight we have after? What is this thing you're referring to?
I kind of look at the king like.
I'm afraid that the bigger fight is not ours. It will be a fight for heroes of the future.
Well, we're men of the now, and we need to take care of these beholders.
Well, those guys in the future are some poor bastards, I guess. Hate to be them. All right. So let's say right now we start putting the pieces together. What the hell's going to happen?
I can't be sure, but it will reforge the Orb of Xenopus. Energy will be brought back to the cracked orb. That's about all I know.
I'm going to lean over to Tick and I'm going to go, they haven't talked about Xenopus yet, have they? Like I'm not supposed to know that name.
Are you alive, Tick?
Yeah, sorry, everything froze for quite some time there. No?
Oh, yes. The Council of Xenopus is the creators of everything. They are beyond even the gods and those most powerful kings and everyone.
I'm just gonna look at Alec and I'm gonna be like, "What? Look, Alec, just tell me what I'm about to do. Is that's what we're supposed to do?"
Can I history check? Is there any record of this organization, this council existing anywhere else that I've ever heard of? You know what I mean?
Yeah, roll a history check.
Okay, gladly. 24.
24. You've never heard of it.
Dang.
Damn it. Huh.
But if Essrex is some sort of experiment, you wouldn't be surprised if they
Yeah.
keep literature on themselves there.
That's
All
true.
right.
That does make sense.
Look, we'll do it, but it's just gonna be us doing it. We're doing it on our terms. I don't want you guys interfering and messing it up.
That being said, after the forging is completed, we maybe could use help with the beholders or any other adversaries that appear at that time. You have an army of immortals.
Those guys kind of creep me out.
So these beholders, I don't think that will be possible.
What? You don't think what will be possible?
Helping.
How come?
With the forging of the orb, anyone holding a piece will be absorbed into the energy of it, transported to finally defeat this adversary, this dark wind, if you will. So I'm afraid we have a cutoff at 8.
I see.
I would be happy to join, but I'm admittedly not the best warrior for the job.
We're fighting as soon as these pieces are put together. Like now?
Unless you aren't ready.
Fuck, I'm ready. Surprised we're not doing it right now.
I mean, I burnt a few spell slots casting Sending, but... So if we're going to fight this being, what about the beholders here?
These beholders are this being.
I see. So it's an isolated battle. That could be best.
Maybe.
Spare the innocent. I mean, I don't know. I just imagine.
Maybe we take like a week of downtime.
We do have time to think, perhaps.
Prepare.
Time to level up 5 times.
And then we can join them all together.
So if we want to fight these beholders, then you're saying only 8 of us could battle them? We wouldn't be able to have allies and friends come to our aid.
The forging will be a near cataclysmic event. Only those imbibed within the orb will be able to survive it. Yes.
Well, then why are we reforging it? This seems like a stupid idea.
The world will end? Like everyone will die?
Kill everyone?
Yes.
Oh, what the fuck?
Gone with
That
the
was a-
Fuck that.
That was
Fuck
a
that. I'm not
big
killing my
detail to
mom.
leave out.
I understand that it's not ideal.
So
But-
you will die.
Yes.
I think we can defeat the beholders and find our own way to whatever the hell this is. I'm out of here. Tick, fire up the ship. I'm out.
I will get the balls.
I don't think that's a good idea. I've thought long and hard on this matter, and the orb is necessary.
I'm not going to be responsible for killing everybody in Essrex.
Everybody in Essrex is as good as dead already. A failed experiment.
So what happens to us if we win?
I figure it won't be pleasant.
And what if we choose not to forge the orb?
You may try, but I fear it will lead to defeat. And with it, you risk not yourselves, but the universe itself. All of the foretelling has spoken of the reforging as a necessity.
Shit.
I'm pretty confident in us. I think we can defeat a dozen beholders or whatever the hell else is waiting for us past that, but I see no reason we should end life as we know it. I'm not going to be responsible for that. Frankly, I have a large amount of refugees that we must transport, so I'm going to get back on your ship. And I'm going to take them home since you
Hobos.
refuse to help them.
Yeah. Good luck with your whole
You,
thing.
you must understand. It's not just Essrex that we fight for. It is all of the worlds, everywhere, rely on this battle. It is paramount to the very existence, not of Essrex, but of people, of creatures themselves. You must not fail, and you must reforge the orb.
We've been trying to stop the reforging of the orb this whole time. I don't want to use it in any sort of way. I'm not willing to have this conversation right now.
Are you sure that Essrex will be destroyed if we reforge it and fight these things?
No?
We have to think about it. We're not ready to fight these things today anyways. So there's going to be a little bit of time before we reforge it. Give us time to talk and think about what we want to do. What the right step is. I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you that it is important. And there are bigger things than just Essrex. I realize that. But it is our home, and we know people here, and we have connections here, and it is a tough choice to make. Surely you can respect that. Just allow us time to think.
If it is not reforged by you, it will be reforged over the ashes of your corpses by the beings that come.
Then they
I
can
will not
come.
allow that.
They can come and try to take it. I'm not going to meet them and killing everyone else at the process.
I thought we were done deciding who lived and who died.
Well, I've got good news for you. Regardless of what you do, everyone is going to die. The only question is, does that apply to here, Or does that apply to everywhere where any man stands?
I'm getting the fuck out of here. Tick tick. If we take
I
us
can't
off,
allow you to do that.
That's unfortunate.
I'll sleep on it. We have time.
I need a guarantee. This is my mess, and you all are the way that I'm going to clean it up.
You know what? I'm actually not dreading putting this orb together to kill everyone because I will get satisfaction once you're dead.
And you're right, too.
If this is all your fault, then why the fuck do I gotta kill everyone to clean up your shit?
Because you don't understand. Even with you, it's not a guarantee, but with me, there's no chance.
So what you're saying is that I'm stronger than you.
Yes.
So what you're saying is you can't stop me from leaving right now.
I'm gonna like gesture to Nugget and say, let's not burn any bridges right now.
I do have one contingency, but you aren't going to like it.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be so much better than what we've heard.
It's not.
What is it?
The only other man crazy enough to attempt to reconfigure the Orb of Xenopus. I would have to bring back Dumar, the Unforgettable.
Oh, get the fuck out of here with that nonsense.
Yeah, you're right.
Now I
We
know.
don't like that plan.
I know you're full of it now.
What would you have me do? Watch my entire universe crumble because of my selfish actions? No.
I am not having this discussion.
You are having this discussion.
I am done right now.
When Bran uses his like detect evil or whatever, I guess it's not detect evil, it's like detect fiends or undead, right?
Yep.
I don't know, but I'm pretty tired. And we probably should find a stopping point at some point. I do want to think about it. I don't want to make any decisions like now. I feel like we all need to discuss this or something. As a party, maybe.
Indeed.
I mean, no one of us can just choose, you know.
I have to get some people home. That's my concern at the moment.
It's not going to work for urine here.
Shit. What a pickle.
Comments.
All right. We can take a break here, pick up next week, and see where things lead us.
It's pretty late.
I